Y'all are terrible. Howdy!
Howdy!
Are y'all Texans?
Yes!
One more time. Howdy!
Howdy!
Thank you. It is my pleasure as the President General of the Sons of the Republic of Texas to be here today and to honor this event that is long overdue. We've just recently, in the last couple of years, been working on this to get it going. The Battle of Nacogdoches is one of the most significant battles in Texas history. You may not fully understand why, but it was because of this battle that East Texas was cleared of all the Mexican soldiers ahead of Sam Houston 3.5 years later. So don't let anybody tell you that Nacogdoches isn't important, because it really is. And it is our pleasure to be here today, and thank you all for coming.
From the almost 7,000 members of the Daughters of the Republic of Texas, I bring you hearty greetings. Since our founding in 1891, the Daughters have upheld our solemn promise that we made to the veterans and patriots of the Revolution, that we would persevere and we would perpetuate the memory and spirit of those who achieved and maintained the independence of Texas. And last year, at this first celebration of the Battle of Nacogdoches, I expressed the wish of the Daughters that this would become an annual event. And look what's happened. It has. With this new tradition, you have brought the often overlooked contributions of the early Texas settlers from the eastern portion of the state to the forefront. Taming the wilderness and creating a life in these glorious piney woods, it must have surely been challenging. But here, just as it would be later in San Antonio, at Goliad, at Washington on the Brazos, and at San Jacinto, freedom's call was strong, and there were those who were willing to answer that call, willing to risk their lives and fortunes in the name of liberty. So, to the Sons of the Republic of Texas, the leaders of the historical organizations that are represented here today, and to our own Stone Fort DRT chapter, thank you all. Thank you for helping Texans remember and celebrate the vibrant lives, the rich history, and the important contributions of the settlers and leaders of the Nacogdoches region of Coahuila y Tejas.
Texas, and in 7th grade, as all of us did, we received our Texas history lesson. And I learned not only about East Texas and the power of not only people who wanted freedom, but I heard the word liberty also today. And it's the battle that we are talking about today is very important, because it's where people who just came, threw down what they were doing to come and defend this idea of freedom in Texas, the Texians as they were called. And so today it is a distinct honor as a result of me representing the 17th District of Texas and this beautiful county being one part of that. I also would like to take 1 second to let you know that today my best friend is here, the Honorable Lance Phillips and his young wife Jan. Lance's second, I don't know how you say it, haven't had grandparents that lived long, twice removed Adolphus term was his great-great-grandfather. Lance, when I learned that this county would be in, he said, well, we'll just go over there and win that place then. We've been lucky. Today, I have the important opportunity to say that as a lifelong Texan, I'm proud of the history that we have. We should celebrate it. But also in 1845, the state of Texas became part of the United States of America. In the United States of America, I am a believer, first of all, one nation under God, but the United States of America is very important to me, as it is to each one of you. And so today, as the member of Congress representing this area, I have chosen to be here with 2 American flags. The 2 American flags, and I'd like to have Linda come forward and Patrick at this time. I have flown these flags over the United States Capitol. Those of you, no surprise, know that the American flag stands on the uniform of every single member of our armed forces, United States Armed Forces, on all of our law enforcement. Your Honor, you remember well the uniform which you wore with the American flag, and as Kenneth C. Rainey and I, as Eagle Scouts, will say, and on every, what's called now Scouting America, every Boy Scout uniform. We deeply believe this. So I'm going to have you come on forward,
Patrick
please.
and Linda, please come forward.
Yeah, Linda and Patrick, I have a presentation. Thank you very much. I'm going to have you all stand right
So much. I represent you all. I'm so grateful for you all being here. Look at this incredible crowd. Patriots. Texas Patriots right here. Just so grateful. Thank you so much for DRT. I'm a proud member, 7th generation Texan. Thank you so much, Linda, and thank you so much, Patrick, and the SRT. So grateful that the chapter is growing and in this area. I have a proclamation here, but in lieu of August in Texas, I'm only going to read one paragraph. Whereas on the morning of August the 2nd, 1832, Captain Bullitt demanded that Colonel Piedras rescind his order. He refused, and the militia entered Nacogdoches that afternoon, eventually capturing the stone house and other strategic sites. Colonel Piedras and his soldiers fled towards San Antonio in the night, only to be caught the next day by a detachment of militiamen on horseback. Following a running fight along the Angelina River, Mexican soldiers turned against Colonel Piedras and surrendered him to the militia. We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. Thank you all, and God bless Texas.
I am the current President General of the Sons of the Republic of Texas, the national organization.
So tell me about your family history within the Battle of Nacogdoches.
But it turns out that my ancestor was Hiram Brown, a 19-year-old farm boy from St. Augustine. He happened to also be the flag bearer, also called an ensign, in the battle. So he carried the battle flag. So he was in the battle all day on August 2nd. And of course, the next day when the Mexican army had escaped toward the Angelina River, they asked for volunteers to go and ride hard and fast and catch up to them and slow them down for the rest of the Texas militia to catch up. Well, of course, being 19, he didn't think very, through things really, but he volunteered. And so he was one of the 17 men who rode hard and fast after the Mexican army. They caught up to him at the Angelina River, had a running battle down the river until they came to the Durst home, where the Mexican soldiers took over the home, and they took their stand there. Well, the 17 Texans surrounded the house. Of course, this is East Texas. They had no idea how many Texans were actually surrounding them, and the battle raged all afternoon. And finally, after shooting one of the officers that the men really loved, the Mexican soldiers decided that was enough, and they mutinied and surrendered. And now the 17 Texans captured over 200 of the Mexican soldiers.
Is that kind of why you wanted to be a part of the reenactment today?
Well, I was asked to represent my ancestor, and I was going to be here anyway, and I wouldn't miss it. So this was one of the most significant events, certainly in East Texas. It was because of the Battle of Nacogdoches that all of East Texas was cleared of any Mexican soldiers. So that three and a half years later, when Sam Houston was marching to the east, he didn't have to worry about any soldiers ahead of him that he would have to confront. So all of the Mexican soldiers were behind him. Santa Anna had the 3 different generals coming from the rear. So Sam Houston did not have to worry about that. It made East Texas safe for Sam Houston moving in the eastward direction before he got to San Jacinto.
Why do you think it's so important to have like an event like this?
Well, we need to remember our history, to honor our ancestors, because we are today where we are with our state, with our economy. Everything about us comes from our ancestors and the sacrifices they made for us. So it's important that we remember historic events like this because they were significant in shaping our future.
What do you hope the future and the next generations kind of take from that and from today?
Well, what I hope is that the next generation and the generation after that won't forget, because it's important to remember our history. People without a history are basically lost. And so we need to remember the achievements and the great things that our ancestors did and what exceptional, remarkable people they were, the sacrifices they made, and how hard they worked to achieve a better life for their descendants. And we are the beneficiaries of that.
Well, those are all my questions. Is there
Okay.
anything else you'd like to add on or just to say?
Well, I appreciate y'all taking time out. in capturing this event. It's really, really important. We want to get the word out. This is something many Nacogdoches don't understand. They don't know. You mentioned the Battle of Nacogdoches. Many of them think of the Fredonia Rebellion. And this was significantly more important than the Fredonia Rebellion.